Time for X3. So Mega Man X3, this is going to be an interesting experience. Certainly the one that I'm the least familiar with in terms of the Super Nintendo games. I think that holds true for most people. As I said at the start of the X2 video, X3 is a really rare game if you want to track down the actual original cartridge. I believe it goes for like 300 bucks, 350, and it depends. I mean, that in the Super Nintendo like collector's market, there's a lot of forgeries out there, so that's why if you are looking to buy a used copy of this game online, you'll definitely want to see the actual board to make sure it's authentic, because this is definitely one of the ones that people will fake. And I mean, not only is it like a rare game, I mean, it's Mega Man, it's Mega Man X, so that puts even more desire for people to buy it, which is why we are once again playing the Wii U eShop version, because I ain't made of money and I do not have a copy of X3 on hand. Not an original copy anyway. This is the first game where things are going to start feeling a little long. So X1 took about an hour, X2 took about an hour 45, and that was with me not playing that game as well as X1. I died a handful of times. This is just a guess, but I would expect this game to easily go over 2 hours and maybe approach 2.5. X3 is a game that really drags on, to be honest. And I think I said it at the end of the X1 video when I started ranking them. Granted, that was like 18 months ago, and I think I've changed my rankings even since then, despite the fact that these games are all ancient. But I put X3 in, like right at the bottom half, like right below the midpoint. And part of the reason why is because it is a really long game. I think this game might have the most to like collect and pick up, at least up until like X5, when they started introducing the idea of multiple armors that do all kinds of different things. But compared to the predecessors and even the game that follows this one, X3 has a lot of things in it, and a lot of it isn't great, to be honest. This is one of the games where I'm not a huge fan of some of the power-ups. Some of the levels are tough. I don't know. This game, it's not a bad game, but I think you'll see that it's not quite as like refined and tight as X1 and 2 are. It certainly doesn't like approach the universal acclaim of the first game, and I don't think it's as like tight and compact as X2 was. On one hand, it's really ambitious. It also has the longest intro, as we just saw. There it is, Mega Man X3. Get off that little teaser screen. Look at the option mode. I don't think there's anything in here now. I think X1's the only one that came with like a sound select, to where you could like hear songs in the game. It's disappointing. Maybe by the second game, Capcom had already like seen the value in the game's soundtracks, and they're like, let's not give that away for free. This game's soundtrack, though, on point. Absolutely holds up and lives up to the previous two games. X. I'll clear out the enemies out here. You go ahead and deal with the ones inside. Thanks, Zero. He's just like going to frickin' go on a smoke break or something. Yeah, you do all the hard work, X. I'll only show up if I have to. So we'll see how I do with this game compared to the last one. Don't expect to be any much better or much worse, to be honest. Mac, where have you been? Look at this, like, poor man's vial. You're far too trusting, X. I'm now a member of Doppler's army. Dr. Doppler being our antagonist for this game. You will make a fine addition to our forces once. You have been shown the true destiny of the Reploid race. Oh no, X! Whatever are we gonna do? So X3 is the first game in which you get to play as Zero, although it is in a limited capacity compared to the following games. And Zero's a beast. He comes with a full health bar already. His buster attacks are really good. If you've seen Zero in the future games, you know that his offense is all Z-Saber based. But in this game, the Z-Saber acts as like your ultimate charge shot. So 1, 2, Z-Saber. And doing this will just wreck Mac, who's waiting on the other side of this door. And he's dead. Are you okay, X? Thanks, Zero. I'm okay. I'll check around headquarters again. Be on your guard, X. So I think this is actually the Maverick Hunter base. Is that what we saw in the intro that they're attacking? I believe that was the command room. I kind of didn't read the introduction as I was talking, and it's been a while since I actually have stopped to read it. But if I remember the story of this game correctly, then Dr. Doppler's like, I think he's a Reploid too, and he's a respected scientist, and I guess he has his own army of other Reploids and robots. And all of a sudden they start causing trouble, they've gone Maverick, and that's the story of the game. Pretty simple. It's like, what would cause him to do this? Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan bot. I like the new tradition of putting some sort of mechanoid boss at the end of the first stages. Looks like we swept most of the enemies out of here. Frickin' SNES. I'll go back and check on headquarters. Call me if you need me. See you later, X. He meant that literally. You can call him if you need him. Which is, like, not super obvious. Unless, maybe it's, like, mentioned in the manual to this game. Okay, so where do we start off? These are 8 new Mavericks. Let's start off with Tunnel Rhino. It's been a long time since I've tried to, like, efficiently play this game. I almost said play this game at all, but that's not true. I technically played this game earlier this year. Though I played a not true to the original version of it. Alright, Tunnel Rhino. Unfortunately, this is one of the stages that maybe isn't so great in terms of soundtrack. So the version of this game that I did play earlier this year, and it's in my my Twitter thread of games I've beaten for the calendar year, was a fan-made ROM hack called Rockman X3 Zero Project, which changes the game and how you get to use Zero. So usually Zero is in a limited capacity, and you can only use him in small stretches of certain stages. You can never fight bosses with him, stuff like that. But with this ROM hack, you can play as Zero as much as you want. And it's not to say it's only Zero, you can still play as X. It kind of treats it like the future games, to where, you know, you pick your protagonist, and I think you share power-ups even, if I'm not mistaken. This is an empty room. Why is it empty? Maybe we'll find out later. And it's really good. It's an awesome hack, and I played through the entire game with Zero, and beat the last boss and whatnot, and I really liked it. I would say it's actually a better game for that option. Not to say that the average person would want to play Zero over X, though Zero is very popular. But I think it just makes the game better by giving you more choices. Unfortunately, I don't think I still have the ROM out there. I know that when I got it, I had to like manually patch in the code to like the traditional ROM to the game. Should have kept it, and we'll do it again in the future. But yeah, if you're a fan of Mega Man X, you played this game, you don't know what I'm talking about, you never heard of this patch, seek it out, give it a shot. It's pretty cool. One of my favorite things was even that, I believe, unless I'm making this up, is that you can still obtain the X upgrades, the Dr. Light capsules in the game with Zero. And when you do so, whoever was responsible for this ROM hack took it upon themselves to actually write dialogue for Zero and Dr. Light where they have conversations, like they eventually do, I believe, in X5. And it works out really well. It's really interesting. It's very faithful to the original. It doesn't feel like you're playing a fan, you know, fan-made thing. Well, Big Dick Needle Mechanoid, you tried your best. A little overkill that they gave him like a big blow-up animation. Darn it. Ooh, that was close. I forgot that guy was there. One thing that I don't like about this game, I wish they would have kept in. Whoa. Okay, so these little crab dudes, you don't want to hold charge shots near them. It makes their attacks more powerful. I gotta blow them up with the regular buster. So they are like, these guys are poison to me because I've been conditioned to go for charge shots as often as possible. And some people would probably frown upon that, but it's just, it's muscle memory. I can't get rid of it. Ow. I should have used Zero for that stretch. Oh well. Alright, so here's Tunnel Rhino. Zero is really great to use when, usually actually like on the last part of stages when you're making your way to the boss. If like X has full health and you're like, I just need to get to the boss, and you can put Zero in, and Zero will get you there without having to risk any of X's health. But it all depends. In my opinion, every stage has like that stretch where you're like, Zero's best here. So Tunnel Rhino, I don't necessarily know like how wise it is to fight him off right off the bat. You can see that his attack pattern is rather simple. I know when I was younger, he was never like the first boss for me. But, oh. But, sorry, got a little distracted there. Over the years, I realized that starting with him is actually really efficient to do for the boss order in terms of like saving time. Glad I beat him in one try. Da-da-da-da. Still got that triumphant little fist pump in the air. Here's what X3's result screen looks like. You get Tornado Fang. Interesting sprite color there. So now already I'm kind of lost as to where to go next. I think the best course of action is Blast Hornet. This will probably be rather tough. Oh yeah, you can skip the intros. Maybe I shouldn't do that, in case people aren't familiar with these Mavericks. See them get their cool little introductions. So yeah, this might be pretty tough. If I recall, Blast Hornet's rather hard to defeat with the X-Buster. Takes a lot of hits. Or is Blast Hornet potentially female? I'm not sure. I actually don't know of too many Mavericks that are confirmed to be feminine. So getting this health is very useful for me. I would like to fill up that sub-tank in case I need it against Blast Hornet. This room isn't empty. This is an actual proper mini-boss. which is, again, making use of that special Capcom proprietary chip, which I've already forgot the name of. I looked it up after the X2 video, and I think it's in the description of that video as well, because I put the like basic Wikipedia rundown of the game, and I know it mentions it. Let me get up in your face, get in these shots. Damn it. There we go. Drop some health. Yay! This is a cool stage. Always liked this one. X3 was like a mythical game for me as a child, because I didn't own it. I had to go to my good friend's house to ever play it. Before the days of things like eShops, or even when I had a PC that could play ROMs and emulators. Hey, we got the right armor. So I believe there are 3 or 4 collectible right armors in the game. There are 4, so this is the basic one. I don't know if you have to necessarily start with this one, but it's the easiest one to get right off the bat. So my knowledge on this game isn't as encyclopedic as some of the other games, but I think doing this little section right here where these little guys are breaking down these boxes, and you can destroy the boxes so that they don't get on the ship, it might affect another stage in the game. It might affect Gravity Beetle stage, I think. I could be making that up, but at the beginning of Gravity Beetle stage, there's a section that has a lot of boxes or sometimes doesn't. And I think it's based on whether or not you do this first. But it really isn't that, like, important of a change. Maybe it is. Maybe it opens up, like, the ability to get a power-up. But it doesn't feel as significant as some of the changes that the X1 boss order can bring you. And it's only for a small part of the level anyway. Darn it. I'm trying to get up there. There we go. So up here is the stage's heart tank. The right arm is magically gone through the magic of Super Nintendo technology. You know what? This is a good place to bring out Zero. So you go to the frickin' pause menu and you hit the right shoulder button, the R button. X, I'm on my way. So again, Zero's really beefy, a lot of health, a lot of attack. You can act as sort of like a little safe haven so that you don't blow X's HP. But there is a caveat to using Zero, besides the fact that he can't like beat the Maverick bosses for you. You usually can't enter any sort of boss door unless it's like the beginning of a hallway. But the other caveat to Zero is that you don't die as him, because if he dies, you lose the ability to use him for the rest of the game. And there is a benefit for keeping Zero alive until the later stages. So if you approach the boss door, the game will automatically stop you, and X will be a big glory hound and be like, whoa, step back, bro. I gotta be the hero. Alright, let's take on Blast Hornet. Remember this fight being rather difficult. Hopefully I'm in a good rhythm. I am coming off of a playthrough of X2. Darn it. See, look how much damage that does. Oh no. Don't want to get hit by the bees. Not the bees! So, crap. You bastard. I'm probably, yeah, I'm done. I'm not going to beat him in this round because this attack pattern is just bananas. So there's first death. What I forgot to do going into that fight is check how much my sub tank has. It has enough to probably fill me up at this life. So So let's just do a cleaner run this time, and I'll use it if I need it. And hopefully that'll be sufficient. Would be embarrassing to get a game over, but certainly not impossible. I'm not godly at this game. Oh, you bastard. Just like the tippity toe. That was a really calculated fall on my end. God damn. He is such a bastard. I missed. Okay, use the sub-tank. Don't choke. And it's really hot in this room, so I'm sweating. I'm nervous. Gotcha. Okay. Take a deep breath. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Love you, Lotus Juice. 2 down. And beyond this, I have completely forgotten the optimal order to do the rest of the bosses in this game. I'm trying to think who I should play next. Maybe Blizzard Buffalo? Parasitic Bomb. Oh, right. Our additional antagonist. There's Doppler. He is the Maverick Hunter I failed to catch last time. I had no idea he is so powerful. Bit and bite. Look at these losers. Bring that Maverick Hunter to me, alive if possible. Bit bite. Affirmative, Dr. Doppler. You can imagine how each of them fight, and mysterious Maverick, one word. Who could it possibly be? Alive, Dr. Doppler. You are so kind. Watch your mouth, or I'll put you back where I found you. Even with your enhancements, you are still no match for me. Thanks for the upgrade, Doctor, but I have a score to settle. And I'll do it my way. Fine, just make sure you do it. I still can't believe that Maverick Hunter defeated my master twice in the past. Who could his master be? Who could these villains be? Man, I hope Blizzard Buffalo is the right answer. I think he is. Where is he? There he is. This is another pretty cool stage. Dun, 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 bum, bum, bum. Got a frozen over city. I don't know if this was accurately reflected on that overworld map, but whatever. Already took a lot of damage. So these big pads here are where you can get the right armor, and you can get more capsules that'll fit into that black box, but here's the normal one, which we already have. And there's the heart tank. Fortunately, I have to leave the right... Oh, I think I could have gone back and gotten another one, but I went too far down the icy slope and I couldn't go backwards. Oh well. I was hoping some of these guys would drop some more health. They usually do. So now that Bit and Byte have been like activated, it is possible for them to show up in your stages. I don't think it's going to happen now. Good. So that's what these empty rooms are for. And I don't think it's possible to preemptively tell when they're going to show up, but it's also not random. So it might be the next stage I go to that one of them will show up. Ah, crap. Alright. Yeah, fill up that sub-tank a little bit. Though I shouldn't need it. Blizzard Buffalo's not too hard. You can see there's a sub-tank up there, but I can't get it yet. You need the boot piece for that. And, I was thinking about using Zero here, but I'll hold off. Ah, crap. I was trying not to get hit by that. Oh, that was close. Yeah, things are really slippery here. So I need a wall jump off of this to make it across the gap. Oh, that was close. Blow this thing up. Whoa. Don't want that. That'll fix the weather effect. Damn it. So if I can make this jump here. Ah, almost had it. Be nice if someone dropped some health to get me back up to full. That'd be great. Alright, let's give this another shot. Oh, trying to get on the edge here. Oh, crap. That's embarrassing. There we go. First Dr. Light capsule. Enter this capsule, X. Take this leg upgrade. The upgrade will enhance your mobility in the air. You will be able to dash left, right, or even straight up into the air. Take a look at that leg piece. This is easily the worst one of the first three games, I mean. So getting the jump dash back is nice. I kind of think they should have given it to you by default. Because after X1 you get to keep the dash. You don't need the leg upgrade to dash in that game, unlike in X1. So I kind of thought, like, because you first get the jump dash in X2, you should have started with it by default in this game, but no, you need this piece to do it. Crap, I'm getting, ooh, extra life. Getting my ass kicked here. Okay, so I said you needed the leg piece. Oh my god, I am almost dead. You needed the leg piece to get this, but I never said that, oh, that was close. Oh, clutch. X, I'm on my way. Let me take that bullet for you, X. Sorry, Zero. So Zero, get me to the boss room. Oh, you're playing poorly. Ah, had he dropped some health, I would have put X back in. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to do this boss fight perfect and just body Blizzard Buffalo right away. Maybe I'll use the little bit that's in that sub-tank, but I don't know if it'll make a difference. That'll maybe give me an extra hit. He's not too hard again, like full life. I'm pretty sure I'll beat him fairly easily. So he stampedes forward. He's got some other attacks that he hasn't used yet, though. Whoa! Don't want to get hit by that. See, I can do it. It's possible. Oh, here goes the big ice beam. It's a cool looking attack despite the fact that it's just a solid color. Maybe it's because it uses like a color palette that's not shown off too much in Super Nintendo games, but it is there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. Don't jinx it though. Oh, this is gonna be clutch. Gotcha. I wasted that little bit of sub-tank that I used, huh? Good job, X. And for your efforts, you obtain one of the most useful weapons in the game, not even kidding. You get the Frost Shield. And what's so great about it is not at all its offensive output. We will see later why it is very, very useful. Alright, what's up next? Maybe Gravity Beetle. Let me think about the items that are in his stage. Yeah, let's go with this. Hopefully this isn't too bad out of order. I might have screwed up. Maybe should have gone to Volt Catfish. Gravity Beetle's a really cool looking boss, by the way. Love his design. Also, the beginning of the stage, very reminiscent of Storm Eagle's stage. Guess I can show it off now. So, Blizzard Buffalo's weapon, if you kill certain enemies with it, like this one, as well as this purple guy, enemies are guaranteed every time, these types anyway, to drop health. Every single time. So I just... got it. Now the unfortunate part is you can only... Darn it. You can only shoot one of these things at a time. So sometimes you get in something's face and the previous one isn't off the screen yet. And that can cause problems. At least I think that's the case. So this is the room where there would normally be a bunch of boxes, but I think because of what I did in Blast Hornet stage, they are not here, and I was able to get that heart tank. Anyway, playing a little slow here. We got some health for our efforts, though. And now that I think about it, maybe I shouldn't have been spamming this thing. Oh, thank God. One of Bit and Bite are weak to it. I believe Bit is weak to the frickin' Frost weapon. So, don't want to spam it too much. Got it in one. Nice. That is another right armor piece. And now that I have that, I'm going to switch over to 0. X, I'm on my way. I don't think there are any other power-ups in this stage. Well, not any ones that I care about anyway. The great thing about 0 is you don't gotta worry about fighting everything that's in your way. Just get to the end, that's all that matters. Oh yeah, and 0, when he picks up health, it doesn't count towards the sub-tank, which I think is really dumb. Certainly a thing that was revised in that mod hack that I mentioned. Weapon energy also doesn't matter to him. I can't remember whether or not he can even pick up extra lives. I guess we'll find out in a moment. The answer is no. That's also stupid. Wonder if the mod hack also accounted for different looking extra lives for 0? I can't remember. Oh look, a door that 0 can actually go through. See, I use 0 at like the perfect opportunity after getting that right armor piece because 0 is going to carry me to the end of this level. Not much more to go now. Oh no. Freaking little tank guy. Oh no. How you respond? Alright, that's the end of the stage. Gotta say goodbye to Zero yet again. His 16-bit sprite art is so cool in this game. You just like get that feeling that like he's a big deal. And I guess that was always kind of like the purpose behind his design. Eager Raptor brings that up in the sequelitis video. It's like, oh, Zero's so cool, you want to be like Zero. It's like, yeah, that must be true because that was certainly me at that age. So, Gravity Beetle continues the streak of me not using weakness. Oh god, that does a lot of damage. Not using weaknesses against the Mavericks because I don't have it. I haven't had any of them so far. I'm gonna die. He's a lot tougher than I remember. Okay, I need to take him seriously and use a sub-tank. Probably. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have gone to this stage right away, but oh well. He's a much tougher offensive take than I remember him being. He kind of gets spark mandrilled if you have his weakness. He's not too tough. Damn it. It is really hard to judge how big those things hurt boxes are going to be. Alright, we're doing better. Darn it. Charge shot didn't hit him. Oh, and here's his big attack. Doesn't look like I'm going to need that sub-tank after all. Just had to buckle down. Be more wary of how much damage he was going to actually do to me. Come on, just one more. Now I'm a little upset that I died against him. Because I didn't even come close to dying that time. He didn't even get me to half health. Ooh, that's a cool color palette for X. I like the purple. And to be honest, this weapon's not very good. It has two practical applications. One of which is defeating Blast Hornet, which I didn't need, but it makes Blast Hornet a non-threat. Alright, so who's up next? Now that I have the fish armor, the fish right armor, that's the one I picked up in Gravity Beetle stage, I can confidently do Toxic Seahorse's level. Probably my favorite of the Mavericks in this game. I was kind of ragging on this game at the start of the video, but the Mavericks are definitely cool. For the most part. Some creative ones, too. It's also a really badass song. Oh, I'm not fighting you the way I'm supposed to. Thank you for covering up my mistake by dropping health. Oh, this is such a cool stage, even if you are jumping through sewage water right now. I want that health pellet. I need it from the sub-tanks. Should be another one coming up soon. Check this one out, floating on the water. There we go, there's our heart tank. This might be time to fight one of Bit or Bite. hoping it's Bit. I think it is. It's someone. Yeah, there's Bit. Welcome, X. I'm Bit. I have my orders. You are to be destroyed. What a conversationalist. Okay, that's right. I can't hit him in that animation. So there is a trick to Bit and Bite that I will explain after I win this fight, whenever that may be. There we go. I was hoping you'd run into that. Darn it. Come on, I'm winning the DPS race though. You're done, buddy. This Reploid's special abilities are too... No, it can't be. So the special thing about Bit and Bite are there are two ways these fights can go against them when they show up in the Maverick stages. If you defeat them with almost any weapon, they survive, and they come back later in the game. But if you find their weakness and beat them with their weakness, they die. They just straight up die. They don't come back. So Bit's dead. Alright, time for something that, after many years, I still don't know how to do correctly. This is the fish ride armor. It's a big piece of crap. It doesn't move correctly. It only has one application, and that's underwater. So this thing can, like, jet propel float, but I don't know how to do it correctly. I'm trying right now, and I'm not good at it. So the easy answer is just hold right. And I do need it for something I'm about to do. Also, do not attack these turtle things. I know I'm just like eating hits here, but it's what you gotta do. You don't actually want to kill them. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Had to destroy those turbines. If you go up there without the right armor, you can't even get close. They push you back. And the turtles, if you destroy them, you kill them, then their shells remain and they float up to the top and they become obstacles in the way of what I'm about to do. So I think I said this at some point in X2, but like the surface of water kind of acts as a floor and you can actually jump along it. If you do so here, you'll find yourself a little secret at the other end of this. It is the K armor. I don't know what that stands for. I'm gonna guess Kaiser or something. In fact, that might be it exactly. It's another cool right armor. Probably the best one in my opinion. Oh, darn it. Ah, got hit twice. Whoops, forgot I was still on this. Mini boss time. This might be tough with a little health. I'll use a sub-tank if I have to. Don't want to die here. I'm gonna have to redo that part over and deal with the turtles again. Oh, darn it. Alright, you're done. Now, these mini-bosses really don't need these animations. They went hard in with the mini-bosses in this game. Gave me a little bit of health. Drain that water. Alright, let's bring in Zero. It'll carry me to the end of the stage. There we go. Oh, I should have gone up here with X and gotten this health pellet. You know what? Screw it. I'm pretty sure I can make it to the end of the stage with X being pretty healthy, so might as well just take it. I'll need it for the boss fight. Can't get hit now. Actually, let me go this on. A little bit of health back. Don't want to use this, darn it, too much, because it just so happens that this is Toxic Seahorse's weakness. There we go. That's good enough. And that's it. Let's see how tough this might be. He's not too bad. Great thing is that if he gets hit by the attack, it'll automatically take the icicle off his screen, which allows you to quickly shoot out another one. Ooh, getting screwed up here a little bit. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it's a DPS race. Not exactly the cleanest fight, but I won, and that's all that matters. Had I died there, then we would have had a problem, because I would have had to beat him with the X-Buster. Whoops. He gives you a little acid bubble. Can't remember what it's called. Alright, 3 to go. And I believe we're going to want to do... If I want to save time, I can't go to full Catfish right away. I think about what's in this stage. I know where one secret is. I have to do... I don't like this stage. And it's not for obvious reasons, though. This used to be the stage that I would do first as a young man. Not anymore. Neon Tiger. Supposedly Neon Tiger's easy to beat with the X-Buster. I was taught that, but I don't know if that's as true compared to the other bosses we've beaten so far. God, I hate this stage. It's so dumb. Not a strong point in the soundtrack. I'm mainly bitter about something that's about to happen in the game that will sort of change things that I'm not very happy about. But we've been playing the X games so far under like completionist mentality, with the exception of the special weapons. I've skipped the Hadoken and the Shuriken / Dragon Punch in the first 2 games. They don't matter all that much to me. Like, just get this. There we go. Also noticed I don't have a lot of armor so far. I've kind of like left the other armor pieces for the end here. One was in a stage that we had to skip it on. We have to go back for, but one's right here, sadly. You also need the boot piece to get this. Oops. There we go. Enter this capsule X. Take this X-Buster upgrade. Quote unquote, upgrade. The upgrade will increase the strength of your charge shots, will it now? You'll be able to shoot 2 charge shots at once. If timed correctly, you can overlap the shots to create a single cross-charge shot. The upgrade will also allow you to charge any special weapon. So I'm in a foul mood, because quite frankly, this Buster upgrade is pure trash. It's fucking terrible. It's not just bad compared to the ones in X1 and X2, but that charge shot, while it looks cool, it looks super cool, I know, trust me, it looks awesome. It sucks. It is not as good as not having the Buster upgrade. It's actually a pain in the ass to fight with this thing. I don't know what Inafune's team was thinking when they put this in the game. I think they kind of just went with whatever was cool, and I'm trying to explain why it doesn't work, and it's hard to put into words. God, fuck this thing. Like, the standard shot is better. The standard, full charge without the Buster upgrade is easier to use, and it's more likely to hit things. Like, the fact that it slows down when it comes out is super annoying. It makes it harder to hit things. It honestly feels like it doesn't do optimal damage most of the time. Glad you gave me health, though. See, that was the first door I went through, right? So there's still another door in this stage. Hey, why not use a right armor? Use the K one. We haven't used this yet. Just got it, I think. Oh yeah, that's the coolest one. This is the one from X2. Whoops. Didn't mean to fall into the spikes. Fortunately, your time with this thing is not very long. But hey, it saves me the trouble of having to fight this all normally. So we defeated Bit. Bite might still be out there somewhere. Not here, though. This is a good opportunity to use Zero. Jump over most of this stuff. Like, Zero wasn't necessary, but saves me the trouble in case I do take a hit. And there's the heart take for the sage, which you can't get a Zero, so I have to bring back an X, but that's fine. The boss door is right below me anyway. Alright, let's charge up with our crappy new Buster upgrade. I also don't have Neon Tiger's weakness yet. One of the other two remaining bosses. Whoops. Oh, man, I've always been bad at dodging this. There's a really simple pattern, I just forget it. It's just jump when the middle one comes. He also blocks charge shots relatively easily, so he's like really designed to screw up players like me who love charge shots. Gotta fight him like he's a classic Mega Man Robot Master. See, there he is blocking it. I tried to sneak one in. You can do it from time to time if you're really good. The best way is to do it like that when he's like in the middle of his animation of jumping around. So now that I have the Buster upgrade, there's another thing I can go grab relatively easily. I skipped this thing. Is it called like Shining Ray or something like that? Shoots out multiple little bullets. It's the thing that I was jumping over. So, Tunnel Rhino stage. There's an armor piece right back here in the first stage I went to. But you need the Buster upgrade to get it. Actually, crap, I shouldn't have come here. My mistake. I actually can't get it yet because I need Volt Catfish's weapon. Silly me. Volt Catfish. He's a goofy looking Maverick, isn't he? So the way to deal with these red laser things is if you wait, they'll turn off, but who has time for that? No time for waiting. Just get hit by everything. Yeah, screw that one. You can dash through them without getting hit, but it takes really precise timing, I believe. Oh, darn it. Thought I'd be able to dash under him completely. Bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum. Alright, secrets. This one's really obvious, like a big freaking tunnel of spikes. What else could be up here? So get that heart tank. Wall jump. Don't die. Darn it, tried to dash. Oh, come on. Oh no. This is embarrassing. There we go. Could I just... Yeah. I thought there were going to be spikes on the wall. Okay, this I need the charge shot for. So charging up Gravity's Beetle's weapon lets you move this platform up. That's a really cool sprite animation, by the way. I think that's the only place it's used. Enter this capsule, X. Take this armor upgrade. The upgrade will decrease the damage done to your systems. As you receive damage, a defense field will be generated to protect you. Very useful upgrade. It bothers me when the armor upgrades in Mega Man X, the individual ones, don't have like a really good use. It seems like every game is guilty of at least one armor piece where it's like, ah, that one sucks. Like I think I said it when I was playing Mega Man X1, that the helmet piece is stupid and it only has like one use in the entire game, which is to get the Buster upgrade and play Mammoth Stage. What's up, Bite? What's up? Nice to meet you, X. I'm Bite. I've been programmed to exterminate you. They didn't even give him unique dialogue. I guess Bit and Bite are supposed to be like one. So I'm going to pause right here and say that I've never done this before and I don't know what happens. See, even I don't know, despite all the times I've played this game. But the way Bit and Bite work are, if you kill both of them, if you fight each of them with their weaknesses in the early stages, they will both die, and it will prevent them from showing up later in the final stages of the game as a boss, because they do regroup and fight you again if you don't. But I've never seen what happens if you just kill one of them and leave the other alive. So I'm going to assume that it makes the other one come back. God damn it, he killed me. He's tough, by the way. I'm also not playing very well. His weakness makes them a lot simpler. They are tough without the weakness. They will present you a challenge. I can't believe there's not a checkpoint before that part of the level. I am beside myself at that fact. Also, you may have noticed that many times in these stages I've been skipping optional paths. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it too much. I know what I'm doing. There's not a location in a Mega Man X game that I don't know about. Maybe except for X7, because fuck that game. And surely I've done everything in X7, just I'd rather perch it from my brain than commit it to memory like the other games. In fact, very shortly we'll be able to talk about some of the other secrets that exist in this game. I'm trying to play the games like I do the other, like, well, any other game where it's like, I don't want to say spoilers, but these games are very old and they're not like story specific. I've already said some spoilers, ones that I assume are really common knowledge. Like Sigma's in every game. Shocker. Dr. Wily build 0. Shocker. Just need to get into the rhythm. I think I'm remembering it, I say as I get hit. this stupid thing. Darn it. So, I guess it's not clear. Like, I know it because I'm playing the game, and I can feel it in my hands. But those things that he throws at the wall, like, affect me. They're gravity-based or whatever. So they can really screw up your jumps, and that's how he gets you with those dash attacks, and how I end up falling into them. So you want to get up really high against the wall and dash away from the wall, off the wall, some form or fashion. The regular dash jump, like that, or the jump dash version. Great. I will use a sub-tank this round, if it comes down to it. Ugh. Alright, sub-tank time. One more. There we go. Guess I didn't need it, but too bad, too late. I've lost this time, but I'll crush you next time. See, he's survived. Up here should be a pad for a right armor. Let's go with the normal one again. Still missing one piece. Know where it is, though. So, taking the right armor down there destroys that part of the frickin' floor. Come in here and get yourself your new sub-tank. But unfortunately, you can't get out. Not with the right armor, anyway. Let's bring in 0. I'm down to 0 lives. Have not been getting too lucky with the extra lives. I have been dying, but also haven't been picking up any extra frickin' dudes either. You ever think about that terminology, extra guys? That's like a really old school 80s video game slang. Not that I date back to the 80s, I'm not that old. But it's one I've heard a lot. Oh, 0. Be my hit sponge. He's like my little security blanket. But eventually, X will be stronger than him anyway. There's the end of the stage. Zero, I'll handle this. Step aside. There we go. We want Tunnel Rhino's weapon. Gotta remember that, whoops, I need to take this seriously because I have no extra lives. Though he's not too tough if you have this weapon. He can be rather challenging without it. The unfortunate part is that it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and the fight just takes a little bit too long. Can I get you? Yeah, I can stun lock you here. He's trying to do like an attack that'll make him a little invincible for a while, but he's stuck. That's a shame, isn't it? Talk about Spark Mandrill syndrome. So unfortunate, I just noticed this compared to X2. Is that on this screen X doesn't get like unique sprites based on the amount of armor that you found. Not the big version of X there, though. That's what I meant. X2 they did it, though. So regardless of what order you were getting the armor pieces in, you would have a unique little sprite for when you got new weapons. Now we can go back to Tunnel Rhino's stage. Aren't you so happy and excited that you get to hear this song 3 times in a single playthrough? It even has lyrics. Tunnel Rhino. That was a little early on that. Tunnel Rhino. Tunnel Rhino. Rules. See, these are the stupid things that I did as a kid, playing these games over and over and over. Tunnel Rhino is so cool, yeah, he rocks. And girls really like him cause he is so cool. I like the idea that the Mavericks are so conceited that they write lyrics to their own theme songs about how awesome they are. Get out of my way so I can find the other upgrade in this stage. I think it's before the big needle dick robot, so we don't have to fight that thing again. Did I screw up? Did I like pass it already? Or is it up here? It's up here. Here we go. Boom. Enter this capsule X. Take the sensor upgrade for your helmet. The upgrade will help you to find hidden items based on the satellite readings. You should be able to tell the exact location of items using its ground-penetrating radar. Okay, whose satellite is it though? Oh, that was weird. Got a little happy on that capsule there for a second. Like, who's the satellite belong to? This is pretty cool. I won't say that this doesn't have any sort of application. It's just not very useful to people like me who are so good at Mega Man X that we know where all the secrets already are. If you're playing the game blind and you didn't know where anything was, getting this thing really improves your odds of finding everything. But better than all that, it tells you on the stage select screen. So you see that I already have the life tank, S tank, and head parts. So if you have it, it'll be in white text. If you don't, it'll be in red text. So here in Crush Crawfish's stage, our final Maverick, you see everything's in red. I still gotta find the life help, which is the heart tank, the change H, which is the right armor, and then the third thing's a mystery. There are question marks. There are actually 3 other stages in the game that have these question mark secrets. I believe one of them is definitely Toxic Seahorse. Question marks. One's Gravity Beetle. Yes. And the other is, I can't remember. This stage? Yeah. It's at that stage. The point is that I'm missing these things on purpose for a reason that I'll get to in a little while. If you haven't played X3, yeah, if you're like, yeah, I know what you're doing. Of course I know what you're doing. Everyone does that. It's not that glamorous. Crush Crawfish. That's really easy. We had two Mavericks in the game that have their like animal names being some sort of component of fish. So here's what I want to do. No, this is the wrong spot. It's this spot. This little piece of floor right here. You can destroy with the charged up whole Catfish weapon. Gets you the HP, so that's the final right armor in the game. And you saw that there was a platform right here, so we can use it right away. That's exactly what we want to do. I also need this thing. It's really cool that they put a new right armor right next to a section in which you need right armor. So right here against this wall, you can blow up with right armor to get the heart tank. And that's as far as we're gonna go with it. No more bit and bite challenges. There is another challenge that we can do in the game. Maybe people who played this game were wondering if I was going to do it, but I am. I've just been waiting until this stage. Kind of conspicuous that there's a little health piece in here. Why didn't I just walk over this floor? That's why. There have actually been multiple locations in the stages we've been to, like, for example, that platform I didn't ride down in Catfish's stage. That would lead to little areas where that capsule I just entered are, and it takes you to this location. I've been waiting until the very end to do this, because why not? Why not go for the challenge? This elevator will work. Oh, darn it, I missed it. Oh well. Might get hit by debris, or not. Well, got free, sub-tank replenishment. What could be on the other side of this door? No one knows. You're trapped, X. Vile! Zero and I destroyed you years ago. This factory is set to blow in a matter of minutes. Until then, I'll try and keep you busy. Oh my god, it's Vile. I can't believe it. He was the mysterious Maverick. Yeah. The funny thing is Mega Man X games do that a lot, where they're like, who's this shadowy figure? And it's like, obviously someone you know. Usually it's Sigma. That's the best one, where it's like, who could this character be? And it's like, clearly Sigma. And this one was pretty good too. Clearly Vile. Clearly the outline of the Boba Fett ripoff that he is. And unlike X1, you can actually beat his stupid right armor this time. We're actually fighting him and doing damage. Then again, I guess that's because he doesn't have like home field advantage now. We're actually fighting him in an area that has walls, unlike X1. This just takes a while is all. And I don't know if this version of the right armor itself is weak to any of my weapons. It might be. So I'll let you know now that Vile actually, works on the same principle as bit and bite, and that you can actually kill him right now in his first encounter, and if you don't, he will show up again in the later stages. And I'm actually undecided about what I'm gonna do about that. I'd like to show off Vile's other form, but for like secrets and completions, I have to actually kill him. So let's kill him. If you want to see what Vile's second boss fight in the game looks like, I'm sure there are a million videos about it on YouTube. Of course, none of them have me. None of them are beautiful like this video. Ooh, close. So yeah, Neon Tiger's weapon is what he doesn't like. Neon Tiger's weapon is also what would have gotten Bite. Alright, Vile, back to the scrap heap with you. Don't think that this is the end, X. I will haunt you to the day you die. Later. Bye, Vile. You're a cool villain. Even if you are a Boba Fett ripoff. I recently got a new appreciation for Vile, because I finally saw what the his playable mode looks like in Maverick Hunter X for the PSP. You can play as Vile if you didn't know that in that game. And it is like super hard. It is way harder than playing as X. It's rather interesting. It has a really cool final boss fight as well. What should I use here to help me out? So depending on when you come to this stage, the elevators actually won't work, and I'm not sure what happens to activate them. Maybe it's Volt Catfish's stage. If you beat that stage, then when you come into this optional area, that the things will work. I'm out, yo. 10 seconds to spare. And now the floor down here is solid. So Vile's done. We don't have to worry about him for the rest of the game. Now that I think about it, let's see, I already passed the bit and bite door. I think I can just put 0 in and chill. Nothing else for X to do in this stage. So leisurely stroll with our buddy 0. Oh crap, I meant to dash off of that. There we go. This is a dangerous room for 0 though. There are spikes underneath me. So I gotta be careful not to eat it as 0 now and lose him. I don't need to kill you. What am I fighting you for? What am I fighting for, huh? Foreshadowing. Don't ask me what this does. You attack this valve and it sends the room sideways. I don't know what just happened. I guess like the ship you're on is sinking or something. I don't fucking know. We are underwater, so maybe that's what it is. That's my best guess. It is not incredibly clear, to be honest with you. Zero. I'll handle this. Dun 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 ba-dum. Alright, Volt Catfish's weapon is what will screw up Crush Crawfish. You bastard. You are rather tough. His little... I don't even know what these things are he's shooting out. These little orange things. But they screw up your wall jumps pretty good. I kind of like it, to be honest. It tells me that the team really knew what the player strategy is for these boss fights. That we always like to hang out on the walls, and that's the best way to be ready to dodge anything that a boss will throw at you. So the fact that Crush Crawfish has a particular attack that is that accounts for that, pretty cool. It makes him one of the tougher Mavericks, too. He will put up a fight whether or not you use his weakness. It reminds me of Launch Octopus. You get, can't remember what this is called, Spinning Blade. Ba-na-na-na. This is a cool song. Listen to that slap bass in there too. Good old SNES sound chip. Any problems, Dr. Kane? I pulled some memory chips from the Maverick controlled by Dr. Doppler. I analyzed them and found out that Dr. Doppler is trying to create a powerful new battle body by collecting the special abilities from the latest breed of Reploids. Battle body. first, I thought Dr. Doppler was trying to create it for himself. But the information indicates that he will not be able to interface with it. So it must be for someone else. Sigma, thank you, X, for stating the obvious. It would be a lot worse if they were like, who could it possibly be? Can he still be alive? Sigma, still alive in my Mega Man X game. It's more likely than you think. A hidden laboratory has been pinpointed at point D. All indications are that it is Dr. Doppler's secret lab. I mean, we should have been able to tell by it being called point D, but whatever. You need to get there immediately. On my way. It's time I put an end to Sigma for good. By which I mean I'll sit back and let X do all the fighting. What a shock, it's in the center of the map. Now that I look at the map, I was super wrong about not being able to tell that Blizzard Buffalo's area is super frozen. Whoops. Okay, let's just make sure we got everything, besides the question mark items. Checked, check, 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 and check. We're good to go. We're good to go. Piece of cake. Let's move out. Thumbs up to anyone who got that reference. Oh, what am I doing? I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. Nah, screw it. I was gonna put 0 in, but getting through this next part with 0 is really tough, but I like to do it sometimes. It makes you feel cool. Because check out these spike ceilings. One touch and you're dead, and if you touch it with 0, he's gone forever. 0's dead forever, because as we all know, 0 could never come back from the dead. That's not a thing that happens. I got through there really easy, but I have the jump dash with X. I don't have it with 0, so that's what makes it harder with him. And I'm dead. Good thing I didn't use 0. Wow. Can't remember the last time I died to a little, one of the presser things. Also, is in a really awkward position. Like, usually it's like, oh, I wasn't fast enough, and now I'm going to get crushed against the wall. I managed to get crushed between 2 of them there. Alright, let's not screw this up this time. Really embarrassing that I died to, oh, I almost did it again, to this like rookie trap. Should just end this playthrough, delete this video, it's never going live. Alright, so here's the midway boss. So one of the really cool things about the ROM hack I mentioned is that should you be playing a 0 and the roles are reversed, it totally accounts for it, and then X is the one that comes and helps you. It's super awesome. Because normally you can't do this with 0. Also, the ceiling is collapsing right here, and with 0, it's not too much of a problem. He'll stop the mechanism before it kills you, I believe. But if you got 0 murked before you came to this stage, he doesn't come and help you, obviously. And I think you have to come here and like destroy a little thing that's on the door yourself. They've been modified by Dr. Doppler into war machines. Be careful. I'll watch my step. Thanks, 0. I'm gonna go scout around. I'll catch up later. Just jump over you. No need to fight you. I can't remember whether or not I need full health. I think I do. Oh, and great. I These guys don't drop health. Awesome. Whoops, I need to get back up there. Alright, let's make this jump. There's a big leap of faith I gotta make here. Gotcha. Oh, nice, they put a little thing here for you. They knew! Let's use the normal one again. We are about to get this game's, like, big secret? No, I guess it's the second biggest secret. There's still one other. And I got it. Don't gotta do anything else. Slide against this wall. And here's the red Dr. Light capsule. Enter this capsule, X. Install this chip to enhance all your parts. The situation should now be improved. Good luck, X. Alright, time for the tackiest thing that's ever been in a Mega Man X game. What do you get? The gold armor. So allow me to explain. The question mark items that were on the stage select screen indicate the locations of additional armor upgrades. There are 4 additional armor upgrades. You can choose to buff your buster, your chest piece, or your boots, or your helmet one additional time. But the catch is that you can only pick one of those. So, like, I don't even know which ones are which in terms of the stages, like which one is in Toxic Seahorse's stage or which one's in Blast Hornet's stage or whatever. I don't remember. Crap. But you can only pick one of them and you can't pick the others. Unless you find the gold armor. The gold armor is all of them combined at the same time. Which is, like, nice. You now have all these additional abilities. You saw I was recovering health there by standing still. That's what the helmet piece does, I think. I think I now have, like, a quadruple dash jump, or... yeah. I can now double dash with the better upgrade, the boot upgrade. I don't remember what the buster upgrade does. Maybe it just makes you more powerful. And the chest one might just increase your defense better, or I think it gives you a better shield or something. Whatever. I need to stand still so I can get that one little pellet of health back. Give it to me, baby. There we go. So I don't know which boss I'm about to fight right now. I can't remember. Is this... It's Bite. X, I've been waiting for you. It was an impressive victory over Bit. I've never seen this before. They actually gave them unique dialogue if you only kill one of them. I didn't know this. It's been like 20 years and I didn't know this. Unfortunately, it was your last. So does he get his own, like, unique form? No, it's the fucking same. It's the same. This is what they turn into. Okay, so it's just unique dialogue. It's not a unique boss. I thought he might have, like, a unique form if it was just him. Because it's supposed to be, like, a combination of the two of them. You can tell that, like, the chest piece is Bits. And if you kill both of them, you fight a completely different boss. I think you fight, like, a big squid thing or something. I don't remember. And it's not in this room. It's like the big shaft that was outside the boss door that I wall jumped up. There's like a different boss door appears up there, and that's the one you go through. I might have to use my sub-tank because I have no lives. Let's see. I'm holding on. Oh no. Okay, time to use the sub-tank, because I don't want to have to replay the entire stage. Now watch me not get hit. Nope, I got hit. Ended up being worth it. There we go. Still yet to collect a game over in a Mega Man X game, which is good. Alright, you know what? I think I'm gonna lame it out, and I'm gonna kill myself. I'm going to burn away a life so that I may get a game over and not have to worry about it against a boss. This will give me 2 lives to work with. I was hoping there'd be like a chasm at the start of this stage, but whatever. There we go, I'm dead. Alright, round 2. These guys are a pain. You bastard. Alright, let's get up there. Jesus Christ, this is a disaster. Ugh, these stages suck. Let's use the frickin' triad thing. Okay, I'm taking way too much damage. Fish? So this stage has 2 different modes, and I don't know which one. Whoops. That was weird. Didn't mean to do that. The stage has 2 different modes, and I'm not sure like which version we're in right now. And it all depends on whether or not you kill Vile, which we did. Okay, yeah, we're in this version. Okay, time to jump out of this thing, because I'm not good at controlling it. I'm about to do something really scumbaggy. Okay, let me stop right here. Excuse me as I grab the trusty Wii U gamepad and I do what I frown upon. So hit the right trigger. We're gonna create the old cheating emulator save state, but I promise you it's not for how most people use it, because I want to be able to reload to this point in a moment. Close. I gotta do it from the gamepad. There we go. Let me bring in 0. You will see why I did that in a moment. Hopefully I don't screw this up. So guess what? Here's the one mini boss in the entire game in which you can fight as 0. And it's dead. Oh no, the mosquito's dead, and then it just crashes into 0. I can't move. There it goes. And it, like, why didn't you move, 0? You had a million years, and you just sat there and you took it, and now you're all screwed up, and your logo on the health bar is blue and instead of red now. He's all screwed up. And X is like, no! What was that explosion? 0, did you fight a boss? Did you take my spotlight? Sorry, X. I failed. It seems my power generator is damaged. I'll try and make it back to Dr. Kane's lab for repairs. You can't tell what is waiting for you, X. You better take my beam saber with you. Crush them all, X. You're our last hope. Kill them all, Peter. So by doing that boss fight and getting 0 wrecked at that spot, you get the Z-Saber. So you get the big charge shot, and then rather than the Z-Saber 0 has, this one's a projectile. And that is the strongest attack in the game. That destroys enemies. That makes the final boss really, I wouldn't say trivial, because the final boss is actually super hard in this game, but it makes it a lot easier. And it's a cool thing, it's really awesome, it's a cool power-up, but the whole reason I created the restore point is because I wanted to show it off, but not actually keep it. So, load restore point. I would like to beat the game with 0 still being with me and not being screwed up and damaged inside of Dr. Kane's lab. And whether or not you keep 0, actually, like, it affects the ending somewhat. He's either there at the, like, final screen of the game or he's not. And that's the only difference. So I'm gonna do all of that without the Z-Saber. And I kind of forget how to fight this thing with just X when it doesn't die automatically. He's done. So there we go. Mosquito's dead. It didn't do a bullshit kamikaze tactic on X like it did Zero. And we still have Zero, and we can still use him a little bit. Now, I didn't check, maybe because I didn't have the balls to do so, but in the mod hack that I've mentioned many times now, I know that when you fight that fight with Zero, like nothing happens to him. He doesn't like eat shit and go away because it's like the mods for him, so you don't have to worry about that part. But what I didn't check was to see what would happen if you started the stage with Zero and you switched to X, which you can do. So like X and Zero will switch spots and you can call on X in spot situations. So I don't know if like possibly the same in reverse could happen to X and maybe X gives you something. I don't know. I didn't check. That'd be a fun thing to check on replay. Oh, this part is really arduous and I have limited health. Hopefully I don't die. So I believe when you keep Vile alive and he's still around for this part, this stage, the like aesthetic for it is all sorts of screwed up. The big glass windows in the background are like shattered. I think the water segment we went through doesn't even exist. It's like just big caverns without water. I don't think the mosquito boss fight's even there. I think the room is still there with like the color palettes thing, the ink things it was landing on. But the room's all screwed up and destroyed. And you don't fight anything there, and you can't get the Z-Saber. So the only way to get the Z-Saber is to kill Vile in the early part of the game. Thank God, we made it to the end. I'm definitely not going to beat this boss. Not with this little health. Actually, maybe this is the squid boss? Yeah, this is the squid boss. I can't remember what the optional boss is for the first Doppler stage. I think it's a squid. I don't know. It's some sort of underwater life form. It looks like it has tentacles, right? But it just doesn't have very many. Maybe it's something I'm not recognizing. It's also really easy if you have the Z-Saber. So things you hit with the projectile Z-Saber, it's not just like a powerful attack that goes outwards. Once it hits enemies, it'll like wrap around them and it'll continue to do damage, so it actually counts as multiple hits. It's super busted. It's practically like the Nova Strike in the later Mega Man X games. It's just so powerful. So do you see what I mean with the charge shots being different? Like, to me, doing this, shooting that one, is better than the full charge attack thing. For one, it comes out quicker, you don't have to charge as long, but it feels like it's a more sure thing that you're actually going to hit your target with it. But now, because of the upgrade, like, actually getting the regular full charge off is like a timing thing, because if you hold it too long, you get the stupid double shot with the baby charge, like that. Oh, goodbye, squid or whatever you were. You're dead now. Ooh, this song, not great. It reminds me of the second to last stage in X1, though. It's very toned down. And inside this room is our boss rush. Same capsules from X2 as well. This is a really cool way of dispensing health. So, if you hit this thing with a second charge shot, which you can get 2 on, it'll either drop a big health or a big weapon energy. If you have the Z Saber and you hit it with that, it'll drop an extra life. So let me think, what is he weak to? It's Parasite Bomb, I think? Which, I had this when I fought him the first time, right? I just forgot. And to be honest, him Parasite Bomb versus the regular charge shot, it's about the same. Maybe this does a little bit more damage. I also fought him with very low health, so maybe I was smart not to use my weapon energy in that situation. Always want to use your weakness weapon energy when you're going in at full strength. That way you're getting the most out of it, because you don't want to die and then come in with less weapon energy. Thanks for coming, Blizzard Buffalo. Alright, move over to the regular X-Buster. Come on, health. Damn it. It really sucks when that thing spits out weapon energy. It just feels like it's trolling you. This is Blast Hornet. Ah, now you're trivial. Let's see what the gravity well does to you. It just kills you. I don't even have to shoot it at you. I just shoot it anywhere and it's like, oh no. Darn it. Oh yeah, you don't even have to wait for him to come out of his invincibility frames. It just screws him up no matter what. This is Spark Mandrill Syndrome, baby. Poor Blast Hornet, I kind of feel bad. Oh, I completely forgot to mention it, but this is the first Mega Man X game with notable ports. I say notable because X1 came out on PC back in the day, like old school PC. But I don't know like what year that came out, because I don't know if it was like relatively soon after the Super Nintendo version. It might have been like some years later because of its popularity, or I could be making that up. I also know that that game shipped with its like own unique controller, which plugged into like the classic, I think, like keyboard ports on old computers back in the days before USB, brother. Why do you think USB has a U in it? It's universal. Anyway, where was I? Right, ports. So this game actually had notable ports. It definitely had a PlayStation version. It might have had a Sega Saturn version as well, but those only existed inside of Japan, I believe. There was no English version of those games. And the ports, I would actually say, are inferior to the original, because they keep everything the same. Like, the graphics are relatively the same. It's not like it doesn't use quote-unquote 16-bit sprite art. But the PlayStation version, for sure, came with some changes, some good, some bad. Overall, I would say the game feel and like the look of the game actually wasn't as good. The game feels like a little... The graphics are like a little dark, in my opinion. It doesn't look quite right. Like, you can tell that it's a port, that it's not on the system it was designed for. But more than that, the cool thing that the CD version of X3 did was that it added animated cutscenes. There weren't too many of them, but they were there. And keep in mind, this is the mid-90s, so the animation isn't exactly great, but it's better than nothing, and it's still pretty cool for its time. They may have been the first Mega Man games with animation? I don't know. I might be making that up. Kind of feels like they'd be right around the time in which they would be the first. Neon Tiger's weapon screws you up, Gravity Beetle. And the animated scenes weren't like in important places. They weren't like during cut scenes or anything, but they took the place of the boss introductions. So instead of like the da-na-na, da-na-na, da-da-da-na, although I don't think that game uses that song, you instead get a little animated scene and you see like the Maverick in their base or their lair, kind of like in their natural habitat, doing the kind of things that they usually do. So like toxic seahorses, and he's like under the water and whatnot. It all kind of like fits the theme of their levels. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. It's the plus side to those versions. The downside to the CD versions, the PlayStation version for sure, is that it remixes the music. It doesn't come with the music that was originally in the game because it's not running on a Super Nintendo sound chip. So the remixes for CD audio, quite honestly, don't sound as good. And unfortunately, now granted that might be my bias because it's like I knew this version first, so I really like the songs that are in the Super Nintendo version, plus they're akin to obviously the X1 and X2 songs. Toxic Seahorse's weapon is his weakness. But what was I gonna say? Alright, on top of that, all that, many years ago when the Mega Man X collection released for PlayStation 2 and GameCube, that collection included the PlayStation version of X3. So it wasn't the Super Nintendo / Famicom version, the superior version in my opinion, but the port. It's a little disappointing. But thankfully, this game finally did get released right here on the Wii U. I think this is the first time that the Super Nintendo version of X3 had been re-released. I don't think this game hit the original Wii Virtual Console. I believe only X1 and 2 did. And the Virtual Console and the Wii had kind of sputtered out by the time Capcom was getting around to doing that. So they never bothered to put X3 up. So nice to play the quote-unquote definitive version of the game without having to pay $300. You can just pay $8 or however much Wii U games, SNES games on Wii U cost. I think they're like, what, $8, right? Unless it's Earthbound. I think Earthbound comes with like a special tax because it's so special. You really put up a fight. I know there's a lot of speculation that the X games might be re-released sometime in the near future. Obviously, Capcom has put out the entire Classic series as the Mega Man Legacy Collection on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The first half of it's also on 3DS. Where's the Switch love, Capcom? Come on. Bring those games over to the Switch. I want to be able to play all of them in really good quality on the go. And no, the 3DS does not count. I said good quality, which is why I want the Switch. Switch versions, baby. So maybe they'll, like every time, they're like, could Capcom announce the Mega Man X Legacy Collection? And now that I bring this up, there's a small possibility by the time this video goes up that they already did. Because I'm recording this before this year's Tokyo Game Show. Which is, I know that there's some sort of Mega Man panel out there, but whether or not there's like any sort of game news there, probably not very likely, but I suppose it's possible. Spinning Blade, that's your weakness. All I saw is that there would be something Mega Man related at TGS, but I assume it's probably going to be like merchandise or something. Like, look at this cool new Figma of Mega Man Classic or something. But if they announce like some sort of collection, that'd be awesome. It'd be a lot more awesome if Capcom just made a new game. Wouldn't that be great? I've only been waiting like 8 years or whatever. How many years has it been? 7? What was the last one? Star Force 3? ZX Advent? One of those. And a lot of people don't care about those games. I at least played those. Like, I'll take anything at this point. And no, like, Rockman crossover or whatever the hell that shit was called on iPad. That doesn't count. We don't count mobile trash on this frickin' channel. Oh, completely missed. I I'm not good at using this thing. You know what, Neon Tiger, you're not bad. You put up a pretty tough fight compared to the other Mavericks. I think the Legacy collection that does exist, or the Mega Man X collection, I should say, on PS2 is still out there, relatively cheap on PS2 anyway. The GameCube version might be a bit more expensive. Is this Toxic Seahorse? Yeah, you're the last one, huh? That's fine with me. I like you. No problem fighting you last. You know, I always wondered if, like, when you refight the Mavericks at the end of the Mega Man X games, like, what's their state of mind supposed to be? Because, like, you blew them up and they're supposed to already be dead, but they came back, and it's like, how could they be back? Why would they be back? And then Maverick Hunter X kind of, sort of, confirmed. I mean, Maverick Hunter X isn't technically canon, but they made sure to, like, point out at the very first Maverick refight that you do in that game that the bosses aren't themselves anymore, that the personalities they had before are gone. So they're not even like their usual selves, they're just shells that have been brought back to fight you again. Which is a really nice detail, because that's kind of how I always imagined it. And then they were just like, yeah, that's what it is. Aren't you glad that you thought of that? And I was like, yeah, I am glad. Thanks, Capcom. Thanks, Capcom, when you were still cool 15 years ago or whatever. Actually, Capcom was getting cool again, and then they made the entire fighting game community mad by making characters look bad in the new Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't care about that because I'm not in the fighting game community. I'm trash at fighting games. It's Dr. Doppler. I've been waiting for you, X. I'm Dr. Doppler. I've been watching your battles closely. Your victories over my men have been most impressive. I need superior Reploids like yourself, X. I offer you the chance to join us. Together we shall build a utopia where the Reploids rule under the watchful eyes of Sigma, our lord and master. No way, Doc. Your schemes end here and now. Perhaps you are not as smart as I once thought. Whoa, roasted. Prepare to be ripped apart and to be born again as part of the new body of Sigma. Oh, that would suck. I don't want that. Could you imagine being, like, killed and then becoming part of, like, the ass of Sigma's new big robot body? That would suck. So Doppler is kind of a tough fight, to be honest. Made trivial with the Z-Saber, yes, like everyone else. The thing that sucks about him is he regains health with that this green wave thingy he does. And I'm kind of struggling to remember what's the best way to fight him with just the X-Buster. Or if he has a weakness. He might not. I mean, I honestly don't know. It feels like the only game in which God damn it. Or maybe I'm supposed to just not attack him during that? Is that the trick? God damn it. Why can't I remember? Damn it. Yeah, I think that must be the trick. Yeah, that is totally the trick. Yeah, now I got you figured out. And your attacks are really easy to dodge. So if you shoot away from him, he still does that. That's a really good strategy. With the Z-Saber, you could just brute force this fight because, like, the Z-Saber's little, like, wraparound attack will, like, win the TPS battle. It'll do so much damage that it negates him trying to heal. Ah, he got in right there at the end. Whoops. It was just a little tiny pellet, no big deal. Gotcha. You are not that tough. Some of the Mavericks are harder than you. You just have one gimmick, and once the player figures it out, it's really easy. You are strong, X. Strong enough to defeat Sigma. Doppler, can you talk? Sigma's true form is that of a computer virus. Yeah, I know, we fought it at the end of X2. I was corrupted by him, and I created a horrific new body for him. Where's the body now? It's in the underground hangar of this lab. I don't think Sigma has occupied it yet. Don't worry about me. Destroy the body before it is too late. Time is running out. Thanks, Doc. So here we go, last stage. Or it would be the last stage if I wasn't about to do what I'm about to do right now. I need to fill up the sub-tanks. So full disclosure, this is the hardest last boss I think in the entire series, all 8 games. X8 is pretty tough as well. X8's like final fight sequence goes on for a really long time. But this one is definitely really hard. It's a big step up from X1 and 2. Like X2's is a joke compared to this Sigma. This is usually like the reputation among fans of like, man, fuck that X3 one. They went overkill with it. Am I saying this is the Dark Souls of Mega Man? I'll shut up. Even I hate me after that. I used to like hate that phrase, but now I'm beginning to ironically like it, just like every other idiot on the internet. I hate myself. I think Alex from Beard Bros got me into it. That facetious motherfucker will constantly say that knowing that it pisses Gerard off, and now he's got me doing it too. That it? Yeah, alright. That didn't take very long at all. I was thinking about like, oh, am I gonna have to cut footage? I'll leave it in. That's fine. You know, the part that's hard is when I die using all 4 sub-tanks and I have to come back and refill them, which is a legitimate possibility, because this is hard. This is seriously hard. And I've never done it trying to entertain someone with my voice while having a freaking giant mic and shock mount in front of my face, so let's hope this doesn't go too poorly. I mean, my skills have retained more or less in the other games that we've played, in X1 and X2, but this is a different level. What's up, Zero? Glad you're still alive. I'll go ahead and destroy the power generator. X, you go upstairs and destroy Sigma's body. And once again, Zero absolves himself of all responsibility and forces X to do the hard work. So yeah, this is legit hard. And of course, if you got the Z-Saber or got Zero killed, he doesn't show up at that moment. I think it's the spinning blade. This first form of Sigma is a bastard. It is so much harder than the other first forms. And he has a shield. Look at this asshole. We meet again, X. It was easy to corrupt that fool, Doppler. And I would have succeeded if you hadn't interfered. But we are always destined to meet, aren't we, X? Let the eternal struggle begin. Fuck you, Sigma. Oh my god, it does so much damage. It does so much damage. I'm sorry, like, if you're really good at this game, and you're like, man, I can pussy whip this version of Sigma, you don't even know, then like good for you. I'm just saying it's fucking hard. Like it's so hard that I'm throwing away this attempt. Luckily I have plenty of weapon energy. Oh man, he's so legit. And his second form is just as hard. His second form is a total bastard. Thank you for dropping health. Those enemies in that little area will drop health if you use Lizard Buffalo's weapon. So you can fill up your sub-tanks in that area if you'd like after dying to Sigma. Kind of like X1's strategy of killing those worms in the little tunnel before Sigma's boss fight. Right, spinning blade. Looks a little weird there, X, but whatever. And for some reason the dialogue repeats. Damn it. Ah. Alright, I'm using a sub-tank. Screw it. I don't want to... Well, I got an intentional game over already. I guess I don't want to lose to him out of pride. Damn it, I completely miss. Oh! Just die already, you son of a bitch. Oh, I used a health bar and a half just beating his first form. Like, he's just so hard to dodge, and those simple fireballs do so much damage. And keep in mind, I have, like, the strongest defense in the game. I have the shield +2 on me. Well done, X. But I'm far stronger than my previous forms. Yeah, you really are. He's telling the truth. Behold the power of the ultimate battle body! Okay, that line wasn't nearly as cool. Once again, he looks like he's from, like, a Ninja Turtles, like, some sort of design. Very, very early 90s. Although this game came out in, like, what, 95 or something? Oh, God, this is so hard. There we go. So you just gotta peg him in the head. It's hard to explain how to do this fight. You just gotta know where, exactly where his hitbox is. It's just something that you kind of muscle memory. Just gotta shoot him right above his shoulder, like that. And if you can get the, damn it, the mid-charge, it makes this easier. And guess what? The Buster upgrade I've bitched about many times makes this boss fight literally harder. Because if you go from the standard normal charge shot into the freaking double shot like that, it makes it harder to hit him. So you want the old mega charge shot. Alright, I need to use something. I don't know if he has a weakness in this form. I don't think he does, other than the fact that the Z-Saber will just wreck him. I'm doing pretty darn good, though. Like, at least, like, I have a better handle on how to dodge this version versus the first form, which I'm just shit at. Like, it's unbelievable. That freaking little spinning charge shot slows the game down. It's unbelievable. Like, the slowdown that it occurs is because of the shot. Not because of Sigma, not because of the enemies. It's always because of X. And it's ridiculous. Like, why did no one test it? Did no one be like, that's a bad idea, we shouldn't design it like that? I just beat the game, by the way. Thank goodness, too. Maybe I overbuilt his difficulty just a little bit. I believe it ended up taking me just as many sub-tanks as X1 did. No, it can't be! I can't even defeat you with this magnificent body! There seems to be only one choice now. I'll possess you. Actually, I'm going to use a sub-tank here, because technically the game isn't over. No need to get greedy. Just play it safe. Look, it's the Sigma virus from the X2. So you just gotta survive doing this. And it's a little bit harder than it might look because of the pressure's on, and you know, like, oh, if I screw up, like, I can totally fall down there and die. You don't die immediately, but if you have low health, it'll like stack damage on you and it'll kill you. Now the game's over. I no longer have control. So let's see our ending. Oh man, I'm so glad I beat this game in one go. Damn, it's a dead end. There he is. He's back. Ha 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 ha. Give up, X. I'll possess your body and rule the whole world. You're Zero. It's you again. How do you like that, Sigma? I picked up an anti-Sigma virus program from Doppler and used it on my beam saber. Sorry about the delay, X. I thought the program might be the only thing that would work against Sigma. My program is disappearing. But someday I will. Good job, Super Nintendo Explosion. You really sent the message home with that one. This song feels even more romantic than the end of X2. Oh, and by the way, if you lose Zero, he's not here during this part. X has crushed Sigma's plan once again, but many questions still occupy his mind. Why must humans fight against Reploid? And why must Reploids fight against each other? As X stares at the burning remnants of Doppler's lab, his body trembles from an unknown sorrow. What does fate have in store for me? He wonders. I believe in store should be one word. He can only hope that someday Dr. Light's plan for him will finally be revealed, or maybe it won't, because continuity, am I right? Unknown to X, his destiny has already been decided. To save mankind, he must destroy Zero. Or not, spoiler, that doesn't happen. But only time will tell when and why. I mean, they spoil it right there, just being like, you're supposed to fight Zero. Also, why do those mountains in the background look like pyramids? So, man. I walked away from this game being, you know, a bit better than when we started the video, and I was like, man, this game's a slog. I'm glad it ended up not being harder than it was. It ended up being about the same as X2. I don't know what the time is right now in terms of how long this video is compared to the last one. I'll find out in the not too distant future. But, like, this game can go on a really long time because of how many power-ups there are. Like, X1 and 2 just had the heart tanks, the armor pieces, and the sub-tanks. Granted, X2 technically added the Zero parts you can collect, but that's no big deal. That's about the same as fighting Bit and Byte in this game, as well as Vile. But this game added those additional armor pieces that you can get, or the gold armor, and there's the Z-Saber, there's the Riot armor. There's so much stuff in this game, and some of it really doesn't need to be there, and honestly, a lot of it's just not very satisfying. Like, I've complained many times that I don't like this game's charge shot, its armor buster upgrade. I'm not a big fan of the gold armor, despite the fact that, like, okay, it does help. It looks dumb. Like, that's all I'll say. This looks stupid. The fact that I'm just running through the cityscape with Zero as a bright, gold-plated, tacky-looking Mega Man X. Like, that's a bummer. Unnecessary. But then again, this game was made in '95, so I guess that was cooler to people's sensibilities then, maybe. I don't know. So this game is kind of, again, begins to hint at a like more serious tone and nature and plot than the Mega Man Classic series, just like X2 did. When Sigma was like, I know who you really are, Zero. You're supposed to serve me. Because I guess between X1 and 2, Sigma found out that Dr. Wily created Zero, and I guess he knows who Dr. Wily is now, or whatever. Now granted, it's not wise to look into any of this too deep, because I will tell you that Keiji Inafune and his Mega Man team at Capcom, they weren't all that concerned about like the canon and the story. It's like, it kind of begs the question why they even tried, considering they just wanted to make cool games that would sell. That was priority number one at Capcom, and like Mega Man continuity has been given the bare minimum work from Capcom. There is some of it there. There is some of the series have like finality and endings, but the X series was not great with its continuity. It has a lot of problems. But this game kind of like sets it up like X and Zero are on this collision course to fight themselves. Dr. Light's creation versus Dr. Wily's creation. And it's kind of true. There's some truth to what the ending says, but it's not like... I'll let you know now that like the final boss fight of X8 isn't like X and Zero fighting to the death or anything. That never really happens in the series, technically. We'll get to one of the later games in which it kind of becomes a theme, but not really. They never go hard on it with like, now's the time that the past has been drugged up, you know? It doesn't really happen. That said, they do a decent job of like making you wonder and making it interesting. This game did it, X2 did it as well. X4 is going to continue to do it on at least one of the two sides of X4. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait to play X4. Like, I'm probably going to record that really soon after this game, because X4 is the best. I think I said it at the end of the X1 video, so I'm not tipping my hand here. X4 is my favorite in the series. I think it's the best game in the series. That's just my opinion. I really love that game, and I look forward to going through that one. That one's going to be a lot more fun than this one was. And it should go by faster as well. I think in terms of length, it goes back down. It goes closer to the X1 length versus the hour 45 that is X2, and however long this one is. Maybe it's closer to X2, I don't know. Thanks for playing, presented by Capcom. Is that it? Do we get This is another situation where the song's just going to keep looping over and over, and we don't go back to a title screen. Nope. Capcom had not adopted that policy yet, I see. So we're stuck here. Thanks for playing. Thanks for watching. Presented by Capcom, your friendly neighborhood developer that everyone certainly loves and doesn't hold massive resentment against in the year 2017. Capcom, at least we're not Konami. Goodbye, everyone.